Thanks to Casper for sponsoring this update. You spend a third of your life in your bed, so you know what? You deserve a good mattress. Casper delivers right to your door and will give you $50 towards select mattress purchases when you visit casper.com/theknow and use promo code THEKNOW at checkout. Welcome to The Know, I'm Brian. Bethesda made headlines after it announced that Fallout 76 will not be available on Steam, and instead, gamers are going to have to go to Bethesda.net to get it. Now it's saying that it's not sure if future games also might bypass Steam as well. Bethesda VP Pete Hines told IGN that the publisher wants to deal with customers directly when it comes to Fallout 76 and not go through a third party. He said, there are some different things that have happened or have come up where having everyone work directly with you does make things a little easier in terms of talking to your player base, having them talk to you. I'm 100% sure I know whose fault it is and whose problem it is when you're having an issue with the game. It's ours. And then in a Q&A with the press at QuakeCon, he added they wanted more of a direct relationship with players. He said, we've done online games before, we've done some games as a service, and with Fallout 76, it was just really important to us to have that direct relationship with the customer that didn't involve somebody else. He was later asked if Doom Eternal would also skip Steam, but Hines said nothing has been decided yet. So, I don't know, maybe there's some bad blood like underneath the surface between Bethesda and Steam, or maybe they're just trying to break away and start their own thing. It's kind of weird. Speaking of Bethesda, the publisher was involved in more controversy over the weekend after it was reported that they blocked the sale of a second-hand copy of one of their games on Amazon. Polygon broke the story. It involved a seller who was trying to sell an unopened, shrink-wrap copy of The Evil Within 2 on Amazon, but the seller said he got a letter from Bethesda's legal team which had a problem with him listing the game as new. According to the letter, only authorized resellers can do that. Bethesda told Polygon, we do not allow non-authorized resellers to represent what they sell as new because we can't verify that the game hasn't been opened and repackaged. It added that if the game had been listed as pre-owned, it wouldn't have been an issue. Now, the seller, Ryan Hupp, said that he took the item down and he said that he accepts that Bethesda has some legitimate interest in determining how their products are sold at retail. But he added that threatening individual customers with lawsuits for selling games they own is a massive overreach. I'm with my boy Ryan on this one. Like, Bethesda, y'all got bigger issues than somebody selling a $60 game. Speaking of games, special editions of games, they're always a little more expensive, right? You pay a little bit more, you get a few more goodies like a map, maybe a steel box, a soundtrack, stuff like that. But this upcoming special edition for the Resident Evil 2 remake is over the top, even by special edition standards. IGN reports that the Japanese premium edition of the game comes with a special Bluetooth keyboard that looks like a vintage typewriter. You also get a statue of series hero Leon Kennedy, a soundtrack CD, an art book, some other goodies. There's even some like typer ribbon that's actually masking tape, but you are gonna pay for all of that. It's all for the low price of $900. It looks like this is only going to be available for Japanese fans since people have only found the offer on Capcom's Japanese site. But still, you know what? Actually, they've done this before with Resident Evil games. Remember the Resident Evil 6 Premium Edition that was $1,300, but you got a leather jacket with it? They go like ape shit with these special editions. You know what? If people want to pay it, that's their business. Nintendo passed a pretty cool milestone recently. It sold more than 700 million consoles since the NES came out, and I bought every single one. Nintendo Life did the math based on company earnings reports. They found that when you add its consoles together, sort of the home consoles from the NES to the Switch, you get about 300 million. More than 100 million of those are the Wii, which is probably pretty nuts. But when you add in handhelds, that total more than doubles for more than 727 million consoles sold. That's nuts. Its top-selling handheld was, of course, the DS, which sold more than 150 million units back in the day. And the Switch has almost hit 20 million, which puts it ahead of the Wii U, and now it's very close to the GameCube. Not bad for a console that's been out for less than a year and a half. Monster Hunter World is off to a fast start on PC, but the game was recently pulled from digital stores in China. The Chinese company Tencent pulled it from its platform WeGame. It's basically their version of Steam, after people apparently started complaining to government regulators. WeGame issued a statement, said that it would offer refunds, and said that the game did not fully comply with relevant regulatory and policy requirements. It's kind of a mystery as to what actually happened, but WeGame said that they pulled it at the request of the authorities after a large number of complaints. Meanwhile, Monster Hunter World has been a massive hit on PC, just like it's been on console. It's already been Steam's biggest launch of the year, and it's estimated that the game already sold at least 2 million copies after just a week of release on PC. Makes sense, it's a badass game. It looks like Bandai Namco has a new horror game in the works. The publisher has put up kind of a new teaser website. It's called the Summer Horror Project, and it shows what looks like a video recording of a house or maybe an apartment building. There's this like ominous looking red sky overhead. There's a date underneath that says August 30th, 2018. Gamatsu also found a few more clues, saying that the website's meta keywords include the words zombie and horror. There's also a description that says a mysterious website appears this summer. What will happen? Interesting. Well, if it's August 30th, we won't have to wait long to find out. Xbox Game Pass has got a couple of new additions that are pretty cool. At QuakeCon over the weekend, they announced that Doom and Rage would be added to the service. Of course, both of those games have sequels coming up, so this could be a move to like whet our appetites for the sequels, get us in the mood. And you know what? It works. Both games, they're now available on Game Pass, which is $9.99 a month after that 14-day trial. The first whispers of what the post-Disney Fox merger world will look like are out, and it's not looking too good for Fox, at least on the movie side. The part of Fox TV that Disney is getting is expected to stay more or less the same, but the Wall Street Journal reported that up to 2,300 employees are at risk of being downsized after the merger goes through early next year. Word is, now this is interesting, that Disney is also looking to scale back on the less family-friendly franchises in pre-production, but they will be releasing everything that is finished or is actively shooting. So the Avatars are safe, New Mutants, X-Men, Dark Phoenix will see theater screens, but everything else in development is possibly up in the air. So does that mean Deadpool's in danger? That character is way too popular, though. It's making way too much money to ignore entirely, but it's not out of the question that maybe Disney tames him down to PG-13, which in my opinion, would be completely blasphemous. So we'll see what happens. Even though the Wall Street Journal is reporting this, it's still all speculation, so we'll have to see. The picture is going to get clear as we get close to the actual deal finalizing. It has been an interesting week for Star Trek fans, filled with high highs, Patrick Stewart returning to play Jean-Luc Picard for his own TV series, and low lows, like the news that we're about to get into. The pending fourth Star Trek film was going to be a time travel film that paired Kirk with his long-dead dad for some kind of adventure. It was going to bring the two A-list Chris's together on the screen. But now that is in complete jeopardy as both Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth walked away from contract negotiations. Star Trek Beyond was well received by fans, but it didn't make a ton of money, so Paramount's apparently trying to scale back the budget for the next film, and both Chris's, who had already made deal for a higher budget version of the movie, they aren't too keen on renegotiating for less money. The Hollywood Reporter says that both Paramount and the actors have walked away from the table, which puts the whole film franchise in jeopardy. Now, the studio could recast both the roles, or they could give in, pay them their salaries, but odds are they won't cancel the new film altogether. The rest of the Enterprise crew is expected to close their new deals, so we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. It's definitely big news. All right, that is all we got for you today. Let us know what you think about all these stories down in the comments below. And for all your news from every corner of the internet, like this video. If you're new around here, subscribe to the know. Shout out to Casper for sponsoring this update. Optimistically, we spend a third of our lives in bed, so it makes sense to get a mattress that helps you get the best sleep. The original Casper mattress combines multiple supportive memory foams for a quality sleep surface with just the right sink and just the right bounce. Its breathable design helps you sleep cool and regulate your body temperature through the night. That's important to me because I sweat a lot at night. And buying one is easy. You can order online. It's delivered right to your door store in a compact box. No strapping anything to the back of your car and hoping it makes it all the way home. I've totally been there in college. Casper offers free shipping and free returns to the US and Canada. And to help you rest easy, they offer a risk-free 100-day trial so you can decide if it's working for you. I got one. I didn't believe a mattress could actually fit in a box, but they got some kind of magic going on. Setup is easy. It's super comfortable. I didn't have to lay down in some mattress store. I just ripped open the box. Got to business. Get $50 towards select mattress purchases by visiting casper.com/theknow and using promo code THEKNOW at checkout.